Everyone kind of get logged in. And we are going to ask if you are parents that you are on mute and you're going to keep your cameras off until we start the Q&A section. And then you guys are going to be more than welcome to ask questions and we'll get to see who you are if you want to show us. I'll wait one more minute and then we'll get started.
Meeting chat.
All right, let's go ahead and get started. Hello, everyone. I'm Mr. Davis. I teach design. I'll be teaching this year design theory as well as drafting and then working with the after school crew as well as other design classes with the upper levels such as UIL design, scenic painting, makeup design, and a number of courses. And then I also serve as the chair. So I am Paul Davis, and we're going to introduce the staff first and then kind of talk about some material that I put in the chat for you guys. And then really we can talk a little bit about our program and what we're doing. And then really it's going to be a Q&A for you guys. And then at 2:30, the Friends organization is going to be joining us to talk about the Theater Guild. All right, so if the other staff, Dana, do you want to go next?
Sure. Hi, everyone. My name's Dana. Most of your students, or my students, your kids, call me Miss D or Miss Dana. Super informal. I'll be teaching your stagecraft classes and design courses as well. We are looking forward to actually building scenery this year. So those of you who are level 1 parents, your students will be taking a stagecraft class starting Monday. Well, they'll be learning how to use all the power tools in the shop. So I'm really looking forward to that. Safety first, like we always say, skills to pay the bills. So that's all happening. So I'm looking forward to actually getting to meet you guys this year.
Travis?
All right, yeah, I'm Travis Horseman, or I go by Mr. T with the students. I do teach production design, or production and design classes as well for lighting, sound, video. Try to do Photoshop courses and all that kind of stuff. We just got a brand new 3D printer, so we'll be adding that in somewhere. So a lot of technology stuff and running after school crews and that kind of stuff. So looking forward again, getting in there, working with the kids, actually hands-on and putting on some productions this year. And next, Mr. Hune.
Hi, everyone. My name is Matt Hune. I teach acting alongside some, we call them consultants here at HSPVA, but they essentially act as adjunct instructors. We're really privileged here because you're about to meet Friends, really primarily because of Friends are able to bring in artists from around the city and beyond sometimes to come teach as well. In the first year acting class, we're really focused on really exploring our creativity, our attention, and nurturing the theater revolutionary in the room. So we're excited to get going, get started.
Truly.
Awesome. Before the meeting started, I did put 3 things over in the chat that may be helpful for you guys. One is a parent welcome letter, and it just kind of talks a little bit about the theater fees as well as information that you can find on the theater website. Also, there's a parent cheat sheet, which is kind of the terminology that we use on campus, such as Greater Houston Area Audition, Studio Series, the Black Box, the Studio Theater, and all this just terminology that you may not be familiar with at this time, but in 4 years from now, you will definitely know. And then I also put theater dates on there. So those include the All School Musicals, as well as all our performances. And then if we're able to travel this summer to go to International Thespians, that stuff is on there as well. And if we're able to go to Chicago for those college auditions, all those dates are tentatively on there. So that is all stuff that you guys can check out. That's right there in the chat that you're welcome to, download and take home with you and read. Well, you're already home, I guess, and read at a later point. Really, that's kind of it for us now. Matt, do you want to talk a little bit about maybe what a day looks like for a level 1 student? Are you cool with that?
Absolutely. Real quick before I do that, Samantha Washington is saying they don't see anything in the chat.
Okay, I can get it.
It is also on our, I put it today, put those things on the homepage of the theater department website, which is hspvatheater.com. If you're interested, it's right on the homepage. Yeah. Okay, so talking about a day in the life of a first-year theater student at HSPVA, we really like to, the first 2 years, we're really throwing everything at them in terms of what they're going to get in theater. And theater, the nature of what we do pretty much encompasses so many things, from acting to threading a needle, to using a table saw, to playing with electricity. We're really giving them all aspects. So we're working on a Monday, Wednesday, and a Tuesday, Thursday schedule. So for the Monday, Wednesdays, your students, our students, your children will be going into their performance classes. So they start with a yoga class in the morning, and that's a yoga class tailored to the theater artist. So it's really like incorporating the voice in there as well. And then from there, they go to their acting class. And that's going to be their Monday, Wednesday, Tuesday, Thursdays. They're getting some musical theater. They're getting their design class, their technical theater class. Dana, Paul, Travis, if y'all want to jump in and talk more about that. But that's the Tuesday, Thursday. Fridays, we offer what we call a rainbow day, where we're giving this, and this is new this year that I'm really excited about. We're offering basically master classes each Friday. So we're having people come in from around the city of Dion to talk to them about what they do. So for instance, we're having Todd Waite from the Alley Theater coming to talk to them and give them a master class on what is it, like verbs, action verbs in acting. So that is sort of the overall school day for a level 1 student here.
Great. Really now we can open it up if you guys have any questions for the faculty and staff. If you guys want to maybe type your question in the chat, then we can answer those for you. Or if you want to raise your hand, we can do it that way. So whatever works best for you guys, if you guys have any questions for us. Awesome. Which link should we, do you know that, Travis?
Yeah, if you just, that link to the page, if you're just looking at the page, it's just, there's 3 links at the bottom below the picture. It says helpful links, and then there's welcome letter from Paul Davis, the 2021 theater department dates, and the theater parent cheat sheet are all right there. It's not under any of the tabs on the left or anything. It's just 3 direct links at the bottom of the page.
Great. All right. Is it Samantha?
Samantha. Hello,
Samantha.
how are you guys doing?
Hi.
So I do have a quick question, being that this is all new for Bailey and I. Bailey is my daughter, and she's going to be into acting and theater. So still trying to understand the schedule. I see it's A, B, and then Mr. Klein, I think, mentioned red and gray days. And then I just took notes on Mondays and Wednesdays, Tuesdays, Thursdays. So I'm just trying to get started.
Yeah, the great thing about well, we think it's great, is within each department, you can really create your own curriculum. So what we've decided to do this year, just because we work with a lot of consultants, and it's always tricky to be like, is today a red day or is today a gray day? Or, oh, there's the school holiday. So it would be a red day, but now it's a gray. So what we've done is we're like, if you're a consultant, we're doing classes either on Monday, Wednesday, or Tuesday, Thursday. And those classes will repeat throughout the 6 weeks. So for example, this 6 weeks, everyone will come to school. They will have a first period class that will not be theater. I mean, they could take a study hall. That would be with me. I'm the study hall teacher. But basically, that's just a time for the students to be able to do homework and get caught up. Then they will come to theater. Everyone will come to the black box. That's where we take attendance and we usually give announcements and we'll listen to the school announcements. And then after that time, then they will go to their classes for that day. So, for example, one day they will have all acting classes that morning, and they will be working with Mr. Hune or with a consultant on acting and voice and movement. And then the other day they will be taking their tech theater classes. So they'll either be level ones will either be in stagecraft or they'll be in design theory with me, or they'll be working with Theater Under the Stars. Musical theater courses. So that's kind of what their day looks like for this first 6 weeks. And then they'll head to lunch, and then they'll have their academic classes in the afternoon. And then if they've been assigned to 6 weeks crew for the first 6 weeks, we're going to assign everyone once school gets started, but they'll have a 6 weeks crew that they have to do throughout the year. And that is from 4 to 6 on Monday through Thursday, where they'll be in the scene shop, helping build the scenery, or they'll be in the costume shop, or they'll be helping with sound and lighting and all that good stuff.
Okay. So like the schedule that you received at Artist Academy, this is just kind of an outline because it doesn't really say a time like 7:50 to this time. It's really just a list of her classes, but I'm assuming she'll get a better understanding of what you just found.
And we do have bells now. We used to not even have bells at our other campus, but yeah, our first class goes from 7:50 to around 8:30, and then you have 8:30 to, I believe, 10:10, and then 10:10 to 11:45. So that's what their day will look like.
Okay, thank you.
All right, so that's how many kind of answering questions in the chat. That's how many classes there are per day. Are there restrictions to all
the clothes
wearing? Yeah, so all students that are in level 1 and level 2 will be wearing black movement clothes. This is so they can move in their acting classes as well as their musical theater classes. But you know, after class, if they want to change to go to their academic classes, they're more than welcome to do that. And yep, that's the protocol.
We asked that it's not full of a lot of graphics or logos. Of course, some logos are fine. It's pretty much unavoidable. But as long as there's not a huge graphic on it.
And I started wearing the same thing last year, just so I'm dressed as a student, and it's made my life really easy. I can just jump in the morning, put on my clothing, and then put on my shoes and head off to school. So I'm not asking the students to do anything that I'm not doing. So yeah. A question: when will the International Thespian Society be starting, and how late will students be staying after school? Are these activities where students can stay after school, or will they stay after school? Basically, if they've been assigned to an after-school crew, they're going to be working from 4 to 6 on that after-school crew. Now, if they've auditioned and let's say they're working on the all-school musical, they're going to be staying when those rehearsals are happening. So if they're cast in the all-school musicals, or if they're working on the set crew or backstage crew, those shows are going to have their own rehearsal schedules. And then after-school crew, students want to gain up to 100 hours. Once they get 100 hours, then they can be be inducted into the Thespian Society and become a member of the Thespian Society. Just by working their after-school crew hours, they're going to get 32 hours just by that. So I know last year we had a student, even during COVID, a student who still got over, I think she almost got 200 hours working on productions. So yeah, hopefully that helps. What is the difference between red and gray days? For us, we don't use that terminology anymore. So it's Monday, Wednesday classes, Tuesday, Thursday classes, and then on Friday will be our workshops where we'll have different artists coming in to work with us.
But for them, it'll just be in their academics afternoon for level ones and twos. Will still be red and gray, and you can always go to the HSPVA's HISD website, and there's a calendar on there. It'll tell you exactly what red and gray day is every day, so you can keep track of that. But that'll just apply to their academics.
It's simply just a way to differentiate the block scheduling, because our students don't go to all of their classes every day. It differentiates that day.
But in any given day, there's only 4 periods, but they'll be taking eight courses per a semester, right?
5 periods, including first period.
Right.
Emery asked, do they go to school in their movement clothes? I would suggest yes. Just show up to school in your movement clothes. If you're an upper level, you can show up to school in your traditional clothing, and then at lunch you can change, but you do not have time within the theater block to change. So the moment you're coming into the class, you should already be dressed out and ready to go for movement, dance, or your tech theater classes. Are freshmen allowed to audition for the All School Musical? Yes, they are. Traditionally, the All School Musical would have already been cast. We would have cast it in the spring, but this year, due to COVID, we're casting it. The auditions will probably be next week. So students will be able to audition for that. Level 1 students all the way through level 4, as well as the tech positions and crew and all that stuff will be happening at that time as well. When will students be able to start staying after school? The week after next, we will have them assigned, and we'll start our after school crew the second week of school. So the second week of school, we're going to start, working in the shop and building scenery and all that fun stuff. How often do the students wear black clothing? Every day.
Every day.
All year. Do they need certain shoes for movement class? Yes, but the movement teachers will tell them that. So the movement teachers who are consultants from the Theater Under the Stars will communicate what the expectations are within those classes, and they'll communicate what they need. Usually for lower level freshmen, level 1 students, they I think are mainly working barefoot on the movement stage, but if they decide that they want to do musical theater as their elective their sophomore year, then they will start needing things like jazz shoes and stuff like that, but the consultants will be communicating that to them. Our auditions are not during the school hours for the All School Musical. All that will be happening after school. However, when we do our fall rep and our spring rep within our own department, those auditions do happen in school, but those are the upper level students only. We will have shadowing opportunities where students can interview to shadow for the spring and fall rep, but those will happen later in the semester. We don't start rehearsals for those shows until the second 6 weeks. All right. Do you find students are tired in the afternoon for their academic classes after so much movement in the morning?
We don't see them in the afternoon, so we don't know.
I don't think so.
No, I think one of the really great things about PVA, and I can speak to this because I am an alum. When students are really invested half of the day into their passion, it really fuels their energy for their academic classes. So we really kind of we work together as a school. If they're lagging behind in their academic classes, we communicate, or their academic teachers communicate to us about that. And that's not something we really see often or have had a conversation about.
Matt, do you want to answer the question about rehearsals for the All School Musical?
All School Musical, tentatively, we're going to start auditions on Tuesday. They'll be Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday of next week after school. In terms of a rehearsal schedule, we're just planning every day after school till about 7 o'clock. Granted, not everyone will be called. Specifically, we don't have that quite yet, and we'll get that out as soon as we do.
Looks like we have a question from Rosalind Philpott.
Yes, I just wanted a little more, I guess, clarification on the all black. So does it matter if it's like tights and a t-shirt, jeans and a t-shirt?
Yeah, we say no jeans. Anything that we would I say like that you would wear to the gym or in a yoga class. We pants, so nothing that's going to show a whole bunch of skin. So it could be yoga pants, it could be sweats, t-shirts are perfectly fine. So yeah, something that they can move around in.
And also, parents are asked to sign off on the student handbook, so you'll be getting that information. And if you look at that welcome letter, you'll see that. And on this in the theater student handbook, it has a description of what those items need to look at, just for some clarity. So if you want to kind of check those out, then it kind of defines what that is. All right.
Colleen Kemble has a.
Hi there. Thank you
Hi.
for doing this. So apparently at the Artist Academy, there was some buzzing around that the kids had to show up on the first day with a song to sing and a monologue. And I don't know if that was a rumor, but my kid came to me and was like, Mother, did you forget to tell me something? Did I miss an email or was that a rumor?
That's a rumor.
Okay. Thank you. There was a lot of anxiety apparently around that with them. So I figured you guys wouldn't do that day one surprise.
No.
Thank you.
Although they probably already have one prepared, I'm sure, from the audition.
Oh, I bet.
We wouldn't do that to them. Absolutely not.
Thank you all.
Pop monologues.
Can they audition for more than one role, dance tech in the All School Musical? Sure. Yes. Usually what happens is we do, they'll do the acting auditions, and then once those are done, we'll be doing the tech auditions for the crew, for the people who actually run the show. We've already determined most of the designers for the All School Musical, just so they could get started early, even though the musical has kind of shifted now.
Right. All of your level 1 students, like starting next week, they'll be taking like stagecraft and all the tech classes, and that's what the first 6 weeks is attributed to, is just building that All School Musical. So regardless if they're auditioning or interviewing for any of the All School Musical positions, they will be involved in it anyway through the curriculum.
We should have friends coming to join us shortly, but I'm sure they're behind as well because everyone got started late. Are there any more questions at this time or anything that you guys need clarity on? That's our website.
If you're looking for those links or still want to know, they're just down here at the bottom.
Hey, sorry to ask a question about the movement stuff again. I just want to be clear. They only need to wear their black movement clothes on Fridays?
No, every day.
Every day. Oh, thank you.
It's every day, so they're gonna be wearing that. Yay! All right, the Friends organization are here to kind of talk to you and kind of inform you about who they are and what they do for us. Aline?
Thanks so much. Yep. Thank you so much, Mr. Davis. It's good to see y'all. I was just with all of you on campus like an hour ago, running all around, making a list of things we need to do for theater. So it's exciting to get the year started. And I am actually a theater alum myself, so I have a very small bias toward this department. So I wanted to just introduce HSPVA Friends specifically as it pertains to the theater department. Summary again, just because I know it's a new concept for pretty much any parent coming into this public school to have this private-public partnership with an organization like HSPVA Friends. So we are a 501c3 nonprofit organization with a full staff, and I answer to a board of directors made up of community members. My office is right across the street from school, so I'm sitting there right now and I can see the campus right outside of my window, and I just run back and forth through the day. And the theater department has the most established parent volunteer group of all of the art areas, the Theater Guild. So as new parents, you all are automatically part of the Guild, and I hope that you'll all become active members because it's really fun. We really get to know each other. We socialize together. It's incredible what the parents are able to accomplish working together like that. So as a member of the Guild, we have a person on the HSPVA Friends staff that you'll be reporting to. She runs our volunteer organizations, and that's Joan Murrin. And she actually had 2 daughters go through the theater department. So again, super well versed in the theater department's activities and how it all works, the inner workings of what the parents get to do and why. So coming up in the next couple of weeks, we have 2 introductory meetings just specifically for theater parents to learn more about what Friends does in that department and how you all can become, an active group, social group within the theater department. The first one of those is going to be in person, and that's going to be on Thursday, August 26th in the evening. And we will start that off with a tour that is specifically aimed at new theater parents. So I hope you all can make it up to campus that night. I will give the tour myself, and I was involved in all the construction from when it was just twinkle dream in our eye to where it is now as a finished building. So it'll be a fun tour. We'll start at the very top of the building and move all the way down and see every single nook and cranny we can. And then we'll talk a little bit about the Guild activities for the year, what that volunteer calendar looks like, and how the budget for the theater department in particular works. We're very fortunate to be able to run the vast majority of the theater budget through HSPVA Friends. We've been in existence since 1978, so this is a long-held partnership with HISD, and we've been able to watch the department have really consistent, steady growth that they can count on year after year, which has created a really sophisticated curriculum. So I'm very proud of that, and I know the teachers are too. It's a real pleasure to watch it take place. To find out more about those 2 meetings, I said the in-person one. We also will have, if you don't want to come up in person or if you just can't make it that night, we'll do a review session over Zoom, and that's going to be Tuesday, September 7th. For information about those 2 meetings, we're sending out a newsletter just to theater parents this afternoon from HSPVA Friends. I cannot get your contact information from HISD. We don't share information like that. So most of you have already signed up for an HSPVA Friends mailing list, which is great. If you do not see the newsletter come into your inbox by end of day today, first check your spam folder. And then if it's still not there, go to hspvafriends.org. That's our website. You'll see prominently at the top a tab for guilds. Go to the Theater Guild page, and then right over in the main menu for Theater Guild, you'll see a tab for signing up for the Theater Guild newsletter. So make sure if you don't get the e-blast that you sign up for the newsletter, because in order to come to the tour with all of the restrictions about social distancing, we have to have you sign up. We have to know in advance that you're coming up to campus. So it's important that you do get that newsletter. You get the link. It's going to be on your Theater Guild page at hspvafriends.org, and we know that you're coming. I'll put the link in the chat right now too.
I think someone already did.
Oh, awesome.
No, that's school pay. Never mind. Sorry.
There you go. I just put it up there. So Does anybody have any questions about HSPVA Friends? Teachers, did I leave anything out that you want to talk about?
I was actually typing a question, but I wasn't typing that fast. So I have a question regarding the tour. If we did the new parent tour a couple months ago, do we need to do this one as well? Because they kind of, toured the entire facility, each theater, not theater, each art department. Like it was a very thorough tour.
It's totally up to you. We have limited capacity for these tours, so if you feel like you already got a good tour, then I think that's great. We will have, so that meeting on Thursday, August 26th will be 2 parts. So the first half is going to be a full tour for specifically new theater parents, but I hope that you'll be able to come to the second half of the meeting, because that will be more information about the theater department and the theater guild in particular. And we'll probably just meet in the black box or something along those lines for that section. So yeah, you could just skip the tour portion, but all that information will be in the newsletter, and it's also on that theater guild page.
Awesome, thank you.
Yeah, thanks, great question. Thank you for asking that. Rosalind?
So on the Theater Guild page, are we signing up for the newsletter and to be a member, or like how does that work?
You're already a member as a parent. We don't have a membership drive, so it would just be about if you want to receive communications, then you would sign up for the newsletter.
Woohoo!
Woohoo! Thanks. Anything else? Awesome. Okay, I can't wait to get to see all of you in person. Like I said, hopefully everyone can make it on Thursday, August 26th. But if you can't, if that's not an option, we'll do that Zoom session on September 7th. And again, more information just on that guild page and in the newsletter to come. So thank you so much, Mr. Davis and everybody. I'll see y'all so soon.
Thank you, guys. Bye-bye.
Bye.
All right, do we have any other questions for the department? Mr. Hune had to attend a different meeting at this time, but we can answer the questions the best we can if we have any about acting program. But this is pretty much the tech part of the program right here, the technical theater and design portion. Are there any other questions before we let you guys go this afternoon? Yes. Samantha.
I'm sorry, I have a lot of questions.
No, go. That's why we're here.
Okay, so back to the schedule. I noticed I didn't see Miss D or Mr. Hune on her schedule. Is that normal?
Yeah, the schedule
does not reflect.
The schedule does not reflect the classes because we create the curriculum within the within our own department. So the way that it's broken down is each teacher basically has a grade level in the grade book, but we teach all the classes. So I teach level 1, level 2, level 3, and level 4, even though on my schedule, it may only look like I have level 1 and level 4s. So they're going to be taking all of us as their teachers, and as well as they'll have, Theater Under the Stars, and they'll have consultants. So they're going to be working with all kinds of different teachers and teaching artists. All right, any other questions?
Okay, so I just have one more question. Well, it's kind of 2 in 1. Through the partnership with Touch, do they also get a training in, like, say, tap dancing, voice lessons, things like that?
Yes. So the cool thing about HSPVA is all students, their first and second year, we call these the foundation years. So all students are going to be taking musical theater. All students are going to be taking acting. All students are going to be taking technical theater. They're going to be really exposed to all the different elements of theater. That way, at the end of that sophomore year, their second year, they can select what they want to pursue or study in their third and fourth year. So starting their second year, they can do an elective. So they can either do a tech elective, where they'll be doing like advanced stagecraft or scenic painting or makeup design, kind of advanced tech classes, or they can do a musical theater class where they're getting more into dancing styles such as tap, ballet, what have you. But those classes through Theater in the Stars are going to be doing singing, they're going to be dancing, they're going to be doing musical history, the history of musical theater, as well as scene work. So those, yeah, they're going to be doing all those things. Someone asked they weren't able to attend the orientation. So are there any videos or resources? My understanding is Mr. Klein records all these. We're recording this one, and then he'll be posting these. So if you weren't able to attend something, you can watch these and get some information. Do students do outside vocal lessons outside of HSPVA? Yes, students has done that before, but when students do any kind of outside work, they have to come and have a meeting with the department, and we have to agree on that, just making sure there's not a conflict as far as their commitment to after school crew, or if they're cast in a show, or if they're not doing well in their academic courses. Those are all part of the conversation that we're going to have. But usually within the first 2 years, they have a lot more freedom. Once we get into level 3 and 4, you know, we'll have after school rehearsals for our own productions within the theater department. So it becomes a little more tricky to do those outside activities. Great. Any other questions?
I have a question.
Yes.
Yeah, I have a question. I know that each student has their paired with a counselor, but do they have some kind of faculty mentor that they're paired with as well?
No, not necessarily. Everyone will have their, you know, their counselor, but we will, I mean, basically we're all available for them. So if they have a problem or an issue, you know, we have an open door policy. They can come in and talk to us. We also do something called acts of love, where if we see a student's having a problem academically or something like that, you know, we'll call them in and talk to them and make sure that they have the support that they need. So that's kind of what we do. Also, their first day, they're going to get theater family. So they're going to be put in a family with older students. So they're going to have kind of mentors within the department that they can ask questions if they have any confusion about, you know, what things are, or, you know, they need clarification on something. So they'll be meeting their it's kind of a buddy system. So they'll be meeting their buddies and family Monday. So that's part of that hour that our department is all together. We kind of really get to collaborate and work together that morning.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. Well, we're looking forward to a great year. Our season, we're doing kind of American classics in the fall. We're doing Picnic, The Children's Hour, and Fences. So that's going to be the theater department show. The main stage that will be happening in February will be Dreamgirls. And then in the spring, we're doing Sweeney Todd and Macbeth. And then we also have our junior showcases, our senior recitals, our lower level showcases. So we do about 17 shows a year. So it's a really busy year, but there's a lot of opportunities for people can be as busy and do as much as they want. So opportunities abound for everyone.
That's Siraj says that she missed your answer earlier, but if you're talking about Klein's orientation meeting that just happened, he does record that, and that will be posted on the HSPVA website. So if you missed that earlier orientation, it should be posted shortly.
And this will be posted too, I believe.
Yeah.
Yeah,
right.
my apologies. I can't see the chat, so
Yeah, and now on my chat, I can't like add any. I don't know where my little where I can like add files, so it's gone.
the quietest I've ever been. I'm like, I can't see questions. It's all good.
All right, great. Are there any other questions for us before we kind of let you guys break? All right, we're looking forward to a great year. The website is a great resource for just kind of information. Also, make sure that you check out that letter that's posted there, and there'll be links for fees and just kind of the website really answers a lot of questions that you probably have at this time. And then just keep in mind, if you you need information, just shoot me an email. I'll be more than glad to fill you in. And we're looking forward to meeting all your children on Monday. So we're excited for a great year. We're really excited to be in person after last year. And we're excited to get into the scene shop, building stuff, painting stuff. We really weren't able to do any production last year. So this year we are super ready to do a lot of hands-on work. So we're excited. All right, if there are no other questions, we are going to wrap it up. Yes. First day of school, you do not have to wear your black clothing, but because we'll tell everyone to make sure that they wear their black clothing, so we won't hold them accountable for that on the first day. But after that, starting Tuesday, we're in classes. So Monday, we're really going to be talking about our department book and our expectations and what's going on with the department. And then starting on Tuesday, they start classes. So they'll be in musical theater that day. They'll be in design theory. They're going to be in acting. So starting Tuesday, we're in classes. So they need to be ready to move and get to work. All right, great. If there are no other questions. Yes, one more question. Go for it.
Just one more question. Will they tell them if they need notebooks or different binders or whatever? Will that happen the first day?
Yeah. So for example, in my class, I teach design theory. So I'm going to kind of tell them, I want you guys to have a sketchbook that we do a daily warm up in that class. So each teacher will kind of talk about what they're going to need for their classes. And, you know, they're going to need things later in the year that they don't need now. So later in the semester, Dana and I teach a drafting class. So they're going to need like an architectural ruler. They're going to need specific pencils and things like that for that class for drafting. But really, the first day, if they just show up and they have great energy and they're ready to start collaborating. Also, we're going to be going over that handbook. We go over every line. So it's a real kind of like sitting there, just having to be focused that first day. But we find that if we all start out and just explain the rules and start on the same page, or we're transparent, that tends to work really well for us.
Okay, and so they have, is there lockers or something available so they don't have to carry everything for every class every day?
Right, they're gonna have academic lockers, and then we also have theater lockers that I guess I need to talk to our Thespian president and kind of do a sign-up sheet for students. So, and then also if they happen to be a level 2 or 3 in their musical theater, they also have a musical theater locker, so they can leave those clothing elements here, so they're not trying to carry, you know, tap shoes and stuff with them home and back to school on a daily basis.
Okay, great. Thank you so much.
Yeah, you're welcome. All right, great. Well, we're looking forward to a great year, and that's going to be it for us. So everyone have a great weekend, and we will see you hopefully at the Guild meeting coming up next week. So if you can tour the campus, it's beautiful. The facilities are amazing, and we're excited about a great year. Travis and Dana, do you guys have any other comments before we go?
Nah, I'm looking forward to my blacks. I can't wait.
Awesome. So we already have our clothing all ready to go, and we are ready to start working. Yep. All right. Well, thank you guys. Thank you for joining us today. And like I said, if you have any other questions or anything, you can shoot me an email. I'm pretty good about answering you pretty quickly within that day at least. All right. Have a good weekend, and we're looking forward to a great fall semester. All right. Yeah. Thank you guys.
Thank you.
Bye.
Later.
Bye.
Thank you so much. Thank
Bye-bye.
you.
Yeah.
Mr. Davis? Oh,
No,
Dana?
I think he just left. Do you have a question?
Okay, well, either way.
All
Really
good.
quick question. He mentioned 2 lockers. So will they need 2 padlocks then?
No,
I only got one.
their academic locker, that will be their solo locker, and they'll share the second locker. So
okay.
They'll be paired up with like probably one of their family members or something, and they'll share that locker.
Oh,
I was
okay.
like, yeah, I heard someone saying my name right when I logged off. So
No worries. They answered the question. I just didn't know if she needed 2 padlocks, so she should be fine with 1. Okay.
Right. Yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Have a great one.
Bye.
Bye-bye. All right. I'm logging off for real now. Bye.
Later.